Hi, my name is Jessica.
And I'm Denisse.
And we're
Homies in Retrograde.
I think that's loud enough.
Okay.
So, we haven't seen each other for 2 weeks. What have you been up to?
Nothing fun. You?
Well,
actually, I went to the weekend.
Oh, the
That was
concert?
kind of fun. Yeah.
That does sound fun.
It was really fun.
You don't have crowd phobia?
A little. Like when I first, because it was at Allegiant Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first got there and I see all the people, yes. But once that music starts, and I get into it, it's fine.
That's awesome. I love the weekend.
Unless someone sneezes around me. Nothing scares me more than a cough or a sneeze nearby.
Oh my god, bitch, I've been coughing.
That's why
But
I'm going to scoot over.
I'm not sick, though. No, you can scoot over. You won't offend me.
Well, we both work with children. Dirty,
It's
germy
just because,
children.
yeah. Oh my god, it's so gross. So these little kids, because I work with like 3 to 4 year olds, they like the mucus from their nose will go to their mouth, and then they'll just, I swear to God, and then I'll stop them, right, and I'll be like, here's a tissue, wipe it, and I'll catch them again doing it.
Yeah, I think it's just a kid thing.
Oh god, it's like I can't even.
I mean, I don't remember being like that.
Different times.
But yeah.
Oh, I sent you that article about the kids getting spanked in Missouri in one of the school counties.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
What a great time to live in America.
I just feel like if you're gonna spank, which I'm not exactly opposed to, I'm not into beatings. I don't want you to beat your kid. But spanking, I mean, I got spanked.
Well, I just think like the most traumatic part is the fact that they have to get written permission from the parents.
Do you think it's traumatic for who? The parents?
No, for the children. Imagine that definitely calls for a therapy session in adulthood. Like my parents gave my teacher permission to.
I feel if you're gonna spank, you have to do it yourself. I mean, as a parent, not like, you know what I mean?
So you're not going to be a timeout kind of parent.
Oh no, my parents gave me timeouts. First they spanked me and then put me on timeout.
A little both.
Yep.
You turned out fine. They'll be fine.
I guess.
Bigger problems.
We do have bigger fish to fry.
Yep.
Let's talk about the gas. It's up again.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, see, that's my privilege showing right there. I didn't even notice.
Well, I only went up a little bit.
Not because I'm rich, just because I don't pay attention to detail as much as I should. You got a full tank, though?
I do. I just gassed before I came here. Except to gas once a week so I can go to work. My work is not that far away from me, so I'm privileged that I don't really have to worry about it. And Vegas is very big, and I don't really go out of my area that often. My hood. So, yeah.
So, that's pretty baller. Full tank of gas. 2022.
Thank you.
Living life,
How's Britney? You want to do a Britney update real fast?
Oh my God. I feel like this should just turn into a Britney Spears podcast because
you're the only one that knows anything.
Every time I see you, I have new Britney news.
Well, I follow her Instagram, but the way she writes, it's not very coherent. So I'm really at the end of it left confused.
I mean, I used to be pretty fluent in Britney speak, but as of late, it's been a doozy for me. Well, first of all, she deleted her Instagram, and now she's posting on Twitter and TikTok all of a sudden. Make of that what you will. The last thing she posted was that thing I sent you.
About Selena?
Yeah. She posted something about Selena Gomez watching her own TV show, like a hot scene from Mean Girls. Is that shade? I don't know.
I think so. I think so
too, but I don't want it to be. Why is 40-year-old Britney Spears fighting with Selena Gomez?
Britney is from our time. Okay, you know about the Mean Girls.
That's true.
And maybe Britney has not properly come into this new order in the United States, you know what I mean?
Where women support women.
Women, women support women. Oh, we're really big on that.
Yes. Well, her and Drew Barrymore seem to be besties right now. So
Did you? Oh, I saw a thing with Paris Hilton. I didn't know Paris Hilton and Drew Barrymore grew up together.
Oh, really?
Because Paris Hilton to me will always seem super young.
That's true. And she's done a great job of like she still has the same image, but it doesn't seem like cheesy. But she's still like, I just saw a TikTok of her in a full pink velour outfit in front of her pink convertible. Is it 2004? Is it 2022? I don't know.
Can we talk about the fact that Paris Hilton is like ageless? She's like ageless.
She is. You know what I think
exactly
the secret is? She's
money.
Never had children.
That's right.
And money. That's a good combo.
She's never had kids. She's only had those cute little chihuahuas.
Right?
And also, yes, her voice now, she embraces her deep voice.
Well, we established last time that you love chihuahuas.
Oh, yeah. I kind of do like chihuahuas.
We got to get you a chihuahua.
I don't know. I feel like a Pomeranian is more my speed because it's in between my Shih Tzu that I have and the Chihuahua.
You're right. It's a perfect little hybrid. Anyway, should we get into it?
Yes. This week we're talking about conspiracy theories.
My favorite.
A favorite American pastime.
Why is it that we're so obsessed with conspiracy theories?
I feel like we never trust
the government.
Yeah, the government or the truth. You know how that saying goes that there's always like 2 parts to a story?
Or 3 parts to a story.
You know, many parts to a story, probably.
Yours, mine, the truth.
Exactly. So, you know what? Sometimes people leave out details too.
That's true. And I feel like now with, you know, social media and everything, like it's so, like it spreads like wildfire.
I think so. I think it's harder to hide the truth now. I mean, definitely doable, but
there's so much misinformation out there.
True.
That I think contributes to.
Well, people are responsible for believing certain things, but I think it's so easy. I think it's easy for people to believe the media because in school we're taught to just believe everything like our teachers say, everything books say. You know what I mean?
Not question it.
Exactly. So when we're given information, people are not like, okay, is this a reliable source? Are they credible? Do they give out unbiased news? Stuff like that.
I know.
But that takes like effort to do that. And I think most people, they're like, that's like a lot of effort. Why don't we just scroll through Facebook, see what's up?
I'll just believe this meme my aunt posted.
We love getting news through the memes.
Yes. I mean, I want to laugh about it, but even I fall to that sometimes. But I'm very much like, when I read something online, I kind of love fact-checking it and trying to, like, debunk it. And then when I can't, I'm like, holy shit, Britney Spears is a clone, you know?
Oh, I love that. Her and Avril Lavigne. Oh, and who is it? Christina Aguilera, all clones, all died.
Christina too?
Christina too. Where is Christina?
Christina is connecting with her Spanish roots lately and putting out music in Spanish.
Is she Spaniard?
She's half. I want to say her dad is Ecuadorian, I think.
I didn't even know that.
So she's a halvesy.
We love.
And she's claiming it. You go, girl.
Genie in a Bottle, my fave.
Oh, I remember that Genie in a Bottle was outlawed at her elementary school talent show.
That is so funny you say that because somebody performed it at our talent show.
Really? You must have had a very progressive high school because that whole "you gotta rub me the right way" was too much for...
Well, we were in elementary, so...
Yeah.
I felt they probably thought we were too innocent to understand what was happening. But I knew a girl that in 5th grade that was trying to find a pimp. So
what?
Yeah, so they could pimp her out.
What are you talking about?
This is a different time, okay? We all were playing GTA.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching, what is it, Bam Margera.
What else were you doing?
MTV was so crazy. I was like probably trying out my first cigarette. In 5th grade, no, probably middle school. Middle school, is when I started bringing alcohol to school and then putting it in the slushies at lunch with my friends.
Oh my gosh, this is going off the rails right now.
Okay, you're right. Let's bring it back in. So, do you have any conspiracy theories you'd like to share?
Well, I feel like first, let's talk about the classics. You got your Bigfoot, your Roswell, the fake moon landing, but my favorite classic is Flat Earth.
Oh my god, I just don't understand
And the
that.
flat earthers out there.
So, how would planes get from one end to the other end?
That's a good question. I don't know. But
Mystery.
I'm not gonna lie though, flat earthers are so convicted, you know, that they had me questioning it for a little while. Like, have I been up in space? No. Could the Earth be flat? Maybe. But I'm gonna go with round. What about you?
I'm gonna go with round.
So that's our take on that.
I just feel like they're just like hardcore trolling people.
Well, that's kind of how Birds Aren't Real started.
Oh god.
Which is
Okay, here we go.
okay. So this is another one of my favorites, and it's technically not a conspiracy theory, but I read this article about how Birds Aren't Real started by this guy named Peter, when he was 23, and basically he just wanted to show how easily misinformation is believed and passed around.
Mm-hmm.
So he started Birds Aren't Real, one of my favorite subreddits. But basically people started reporting on it that this was a new conspiracy theory, but it was fake from the beginning.
Social experiment.
Social experiment, there you go. Do you think the moon landing was fake?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I want to say I'm pretty sure. You know, well, we were in a race, a space race with the Russians, and Americans victoriously probably still do hate Russians.
Mm-hmm. But I don't care if it's real or not. I'm going to go with yes because I want it to be real.
Mm-hmm.
But just my favorite of all this is that video clip of Buzz Aldrin punching a guy who told him the moon landing was fake. Have you ever seen it?
Classic Macho Man.
Oh my gosh.
That makes me want to sing that song. Macho, Macho Man. You ever hear it?
Have I ever heard Macho Man? Yes, bitch.
I don't know.
By the Village People, iconic.
We love the Village People.
So, do you have any favorite conspiracy theories?
Okay, the ones I want to be real are obviously Atlantis. I really want Atlantis to be real because I think the story's so interesting.
I just saw a TikTok of how Atlantis was found in the Sahara Desert.
I watched all these conspiracy videos about that.
Mm-hmm.
I also want aliens to be real. I also want the afterlife to be real. You know, after you die, there's something else.
Yes.
That's basically the gist of what I want.
I really want the chupacabra to be real.
That's from your country.
I know, that's what I mean. We need all the representation we can get.
So it's just a dog, right?
How dare you?
What is it? It's a monster?
Actually, I don't know. It's an animal, some kind of animal.
Mm-hmm.
But funny how, like, do you remember the chupacabra craze? When it was everywhere, news reports.
I watched it on Scooby-Doo.
There was a chupacabra episode
Yeah.
of Scooby-Doo. Wow.
There sure was.
Iconic. We made it. But I don't know. I think it was like I remember, first of all the depictions of it were illustrations. Like, I don't think anyone ever had an actual photo of this animal. But it was supposed to be, I think, kind of like a hybrid between a hyena and some kind of dog.
How the fuck did you guys get a hyena?
I don't fucking know. But in case you were born post-2000 and don't know what a chupacabra is, and first of all, chupacabra translates to goat sucker.
Stop. What the fuck?
Because basically the chupacabra would drain farm animals of their blood. But that's
more
it.
More than goats?
Cows, chickens.
So they're like dog vampires.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Which isn't it what giant bats are anyway?
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the chupacabra.
Shout out.
And then I feel like we have to talk about Area 51. Like, growing up in Las Vegas, I feel
Have
like...
you ever been there?
No, too scared.
I passed there all the time when I was a kid because we went to go get fireworks from the Native American reservation over there. So I passed by it, but honestly, I do believe aliens are real.
Well, I heard this conspiracy theory that aliens, that Area 51 is basically like basically the embassy or like the customs.
Men in Black.
Oh, okay, is that where I heard it? Okay, but anyway.
No, I'm just saying it's like Men in Black because that's what Men in Black is like.
Oh, yeah. So basically, Area 51, not too far from Las Vegas. The conspiracy theory is that aliens basically check in there, but then they get to go out and have fun in Las Vegas.
And like change their faces?
So basically, I would hear that anytime you saw someone on the strip covered somehow, whether they were in a Spider-Man outfit, or a burqa or anything like that.
Girl, I have never seen a burqa in Las Vegas.
I haven't either. So I don't know where this started from. But basically that they were all aliens in disguise. Just, hitting up the Vegas Strip. Because who wouldn't? Right?
I feel like it'd be more fun in space to gamble.
Well, I don't know. We've never been out there. What if there's nothing out there? What if it's just boring?
They found water on Mars, right?
I did.
That's wild. I heard. Here's a conspiracy theory. I heard that Mars used to be like Earth, except we fucked it all up. And so somebody did an escape pod to Earth.
Isn't that literally the plot of the movie The Martian?
Is it?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen this in a movie, but yes, I've heard this conspiracy theory that
that's why there's water there.
Mars is basically a warning. So where are we going to move to next?
I don't know. I'll be dead by then.
True.
Shoot my body out into outer space. Let's go.
That'd be a dope ass like a space Viking funeral. I would love that.
Yes.
So what's the wildest conspiracy theory you've ever heard?
Ooh.
Tell us, Jessica.
Well, not the wildest, but one of the ones I think that's just like insane is the Denver airport one.
Tell us, please.
Okay.
I love this one.
Basically, so the Denver airport, people always say that it has like ties to the Illuminati, Nazis, and it's also it has murals that depict the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a theory that the Denver airport was built by the New World Order, aka the Illuminati, with ties to Nazism. People are convinced that it contains the headquarters of the Illuminati. It mostly comes from like a time capsule buried on the property, which bears symbols from the Freemasons, which are also tied to the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is like a side note, but I always wanted to join the Freemasons, but they won't let me because I'm not a man. So I've always tried to convince my brothers.
You should start a women's version.
They do have it, but that's lame. I want to be with...
Separate but equal is not equal.
Exactly.
Anyway, continue.
So there are rumors that the Illuminati helped pay for the airport, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first few buildings, this is true, the first few buildings on the property were not built properly, quote unquote. So instead of tearing them down, they dug them or they buried them and then they built on top of them.
Ooh.
So that's why people say the Illuminati has its own underground layer at the Denver airport. The Denver airport also has a large collection of extremely weird art. I have to show it to you.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah, which theorists believe showcase the end of the world. There are also a ton of gargoyles placed around the airport. Mm-hmm. Supposedly to guard passengers against evil spirits. Have you ever gone to an American airport with gargoyles?
No.
Yeah, me
We
either.
have slot machines and a giant bunny in ours.
Where's the bunny?
You've never seen the giant rabbit sculpture?
Oh.
They had to put a sign on it for people not to climb on it.
And the like lizards and stuff, right?
Yeah. I think they're just local, like, see, that makes sense. Local animals.
It's like the giant dildos out by Prim.
What?
Yeah,
are you
the rocks?
talking about the 7 Magic Mountains?
Yeah.
That is art, and it is beautiful.
It looks like dildos coming in from Prim. Every time I come in from California, I'm like, oh, there are those embarrassing dildos.
What kind of dildos are you buying? Because those things are misshapen dildos.
From a distance away, it looks like.
That's where your mind's at. I bet you buy
Exactly.
dragon dildos, don't you?
Oh
You should
my
probably
God.
cut most of this.
No,
All the
I have to
dildo
cut
talk.
it. It's too much. This is definitely not child appropriate, but children should
You're
not
gonna
be
have to
listening
put
to
an
this.
explicit warning on it.
I know.
But I've heard a few things about the Denver airport. Like I heard that which I think would be pretty easy to debunk, but that from an aerial view,
it looks like there's swastikas.
Yeah, it looks like a swastika, the ramps and stuff.
I also heard that, but I heard that like you can only see if you're looking for it, because obviously when you are at an airport, it has the lines for where like the plane can go and people can drive. I learned that because I used to work in an airport, but yeah. So I guess you could easily find one if you were really looking.
That's true. But I did hear they have an underground bunker for the end of the world for the world's elite.
They have underground tunnels, yeah.
Do they
but
really?
That is from...
But do all airports have underground tunnels?
No. They had underground tunnels because there used to be like a train or a subway that passed underneath, but they closed it, I think. So it's not in use anymore.
Interesting.
It is interesting because Denver is not that old of a city. So why they have all this random shit is like... That's more like of a New York thing, right? Because New York was one of like...
And Portland also has like... Not Portland, but I think Oregon, don't they have a lot of underground tunnels?
Yeah. It's strange to me because those are not... Like Portland and Denver, they're not that old compared to like the East Coast.
Yeah.
And the East Coast, they have their own separate problems. And I'm pretty sure they're using most of the trains or subways they were using before.
So in conclusion, Denver Airport,
Yeah.
Illuminati hub or not?
I've never actually in person gone, so I'm going to leave this as inconclusive. We'll need further research.
We're going to fly out to the Denver airport, just to the airport, and fly back with our findings.
Yes, and gargoyles. Ooh, you know what would be so cool if they had like little gargoyles at the airport?
Like for souvenirs?
Yes.
I would want that.
I would want one. It would remind me of... what are the people that were sucking in the ghosts? You know?
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Okay. Well,
what do you have?
I only have one extensive deep dive into Britney Murphy's death.
Can you tell us when Britney Murphy died? Because I remember it was around the time I was in high school.
All right, so buckle up, Jessica.
Buckled. Let's go.
Keep your arms and hands inside the library. Okay, so Britney Murphy died in 2009. She was 32. She died in December 20th, 2009, to be exact. So first, I'm just going to hit you with the facts, okay? So she died at 32 in 2009. She had been having flu-like symptoms. Some reports said for a few days, and some said for up to 2 weeks, which is a lot. But, okay, so she'd been having flu-like symptoms, and then one day she collapsed in her bathroom. 911 was called, and she was transferred to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The official cause of death on her autopsy is listed as pneumonia with contributing factors of iron deficiency and anemia. At the time of her death, she was living with her husband and her mom in her Hollywood Hills home. And what makes this case super strange is that 5 months later, her husband died in similar suspicious circumstances, and his cause of death was ruled to be pneumonia and anemia, right? Okay, so on to the theories. The first theory, it's our spooky theory, is that if you thought I wasn't going to work Britney Spears into this somehow again.
Britney and Britney.
Yes. So Britney Murphy, the home she died in, she actually bought it from Britney Spears.
Really?
Britney Spears used to live there, and Britney Murphy bought it in 2003. So Britney, this was her home at, the height of her fame when she was dating Justin Timberlake. Not that we care about
Justin
that
Timberlake
guy.
is so, let's not even get off track.
Yes, but basically, Britney was living in this home, and so one of her old makeup artists gave an interview where she talked about how Okay, so Brittany Murphy bought this house from Britney Spears in 2003. When Britney Spears was living there, she randomly had a Reiki session. After a weekend of partying, her makeup artist told her, "Oh, I'll set you up with my Reiki guy, girl. You'll feel great." Never had a Reiki session, so I don't know how you're supposed to feel after. But I don't think you're supposed to feel like you're being haunted by evil spirits. So Brittany had this Reiki session, and she says that after that, her house was never the same, and that she believes that this Reiki healer opened up some kind of portal that let bad spirits into her house. Basically, she says the spirits were, she felt like she was being attacked by the spirits, she felt unsafe, and the last straw was when she says these spirits tried to push her down the stairs in the home. So she moved out to a hotel and never went back to the house. This is when Brittany Murphy bought the house, fully furnished. So Brittany basically left all her stuff there.
Oh my God, I would love that.
I know, right? Me too. But Brittany Murphy moves in with her husband and her mom. And Brittany Murphy never said that she felt or saw spirits or anything like that. But in an interview in 2010, her husband said that Brittany felt uncomfortable in the house and she believed the house to be unlucky. She avoided the home as much as possible and had planned to sell the house and move to New York the same year she died. He also said in the interview that the bathroom of the home was Brittany's safe space, and it's kind of sad because that's where she died, in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
And another creepy part is that her mom says that Brittany's last words were, so there was a power outage the night Brittany died. Brittany Murphy. There was a power outage, so Brittany went out in the balcony to get some air. And her mom, she could see her mom from the balcony down in the yard. And that Brittany yelled, "Mom, I'm dying. I love you." And then that's when she went back into her bedroom and collapsed in her bathroom and died. So some people think that the house was cursed or haunted. And total tangent, but there's another conspiracy theory that links Britney Spears to Marilyn Monroe.
What?
So the theory is that Marilyn Monroe was cursed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that all the women in Marilyn Monroe's family are cursed. And it just so happens that Britney Spears and Marilyn Monroe are related.
How? Is this real?
Yes, it's real. They're distantly related. They're like ninth cousins or something like that. But through genealogy, it came out that they are related.
I can see that. They kind of have the same
Right?
eyes.
Yeah, they kind of have a similarity there. But yeah, people, say that Britney's struggles are because of the curse. Other people say that Britney's curse was left on the home and then affected Britney. Or maybe it's a Britney curse. Britney to Britney. I don't know.
Honestly, what if Marilyn Monroe had an Instagram? She might be acting like Britney.
You never know, but people say that basically this time in this house was what kickstarted Britney's spiral that led to her conservatorship.
Hold on. So she was with Justin when she was in this house?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it really didn't go down until she started with Kevin Federline.
Yeah, but it all started really when she broke up with Justin.
And he
That
wrote...
was like the beginning of it. Yeah.
And he wrote Cry Me a River.
He wrote Cry Me a River. He gave interviews about her. I mean, that would fuck me up too. And then... But anyway, this is getting away from me. This is not about Britney Spears. It is about Brittany Murphy. Okay, so that's one of the theories. The next theory is that the house had black mold in it and that that's what killed them. The fact that they both, the husband and Brittany Murphy, died from pneumonia, people started to speculate like, oh, that's weird. In an interview with the Daily Mail in 2013, Brittany Murphy's mom said that Simon, Brittany's husband, had found severe mold in the home and that Simon had been hallucinating that things were crawling out of his skin shortly before he passed. Because of this, Brittany Murphy's father sued the LA coroner's office. And because of this, they did a toxicology report in 2012 on Britney's hair. So this is 3 years after she died.
Mm-hmm.
They did a toxicology report on her hair, and the reports came back that she had high amounts of lead in her hair, but these were basically, they blew it off as this lead is from her hair dye because her hair was bleached blonde. There was no lead or mold spores found in her system, so only lead in her hair. That's why they were saying it was her coloring, hair coloring. And health officials did a test in the home for mold, but results were inconclusive.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And there's two more. Well, one more technically.
Mm-hmm.
Other people think she was murdered, either by her husband or by her mom. So the husband theory goes that, so Simon Monjack was Britney's husband when she passed. He allegedly was a screenwriter and photographer, but he only has like 2 very small screenwriting credits. And his biggest screenwriting credit is from the movie Factory Girl. But he only got that credit because he sued the producers for writing credit. The producers have stated that he had nothing to do with the writing in the movie, but that to just dismiss the lawsuit, they settled with him and he got a credit. So, but other than that, he was a really shady dude. Have you ever seen a picture of him?
Yeah, he has black hair, right?
Like, he looks kind of skeevy, yes. But basically, after his death, it came out that he had 2 children that neither Britney nor her mom knew about.
Oh my gosh.
And after Britney's death, he stole millions from her estate because he wasn't the heir. Britney's mom was the heir to the estate. But Britney's mom and this guy, her husband, continued to live together in the home that Britney died in. And I guess through this time, he stole millions of dollars from Britney's estate. And he was allegedly, a lot of people say he had a lot of debt, and that his, what do you call them? Debtors, whatever, that they had them both killed because of the money he owed. Is that true? I don't know. But right before Britney married him, her friends gave her an intervention and basically told her, like, what do you know about this guy? Why are you marrying him? Like, he seems shady. Britney got mad at them and stopped talking to them. At a certain point, basically, she was just living in her home with him and rarely left the house, to the point where her lawyer gave an interview where he said that he couldn't even see Britney to get her to sign papers. Her husband would pick up the papers and take them to her.
That is crazy.
Right? It is crazy. So that's one of the theories. The last and I think craziest theory is that her mom poisoned her.
But why would you poison the person making all the money?
Okay. So Brittany Murphy's mom was the heir to Britney's estate. So when Britney passed, her mom inherited everything. The problem was that, like I said, Britney's husband Simon had been funneling money out of the estate and put in other accounts. So basically, by the time her mom legally owned Britney's estate, it was down to barely nothing, right? So this man that Britney was married to, he kept taking money to the estate, said he was investing it in things, and he would buy them like jewelry, like expensive jewelry, to make them think that everything was going great with the money, right? But after Britney's death and after all of this, when her mom realized the money was like very low, she tried to sell all of this jewelry, only to find out that it was
all
fake.
Oh.
It was all fake.
Classic con.
Yes, right? So there was the fake jewelry, the dwindling money. And after Britney's death, the weirdest part, I think, is that her mom and the husband were sleeping in the same bed together.
Stop. Oh my gosh.
They say because of grief. Britney Murphy's dad, in an interview said that he believes they were dating. And if you see pictures of Britney's mom and the husband after Britney's death, it doesn't look like a mother and son-in-law. They look like a couple. So make of that what you will. Britney's mom ended up selling the house at a loss, because no one wanted to live in it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the theory goes that she poisoned Britney to get her money and to be with Simon, only to find out that Simon had lost all the money, invested it badly. So then she poisoned him and he died. And after that, Britney's mom hasn't really been heard from. She just lives a secluded life out of the public eye. So what's your take?
Very suspicious. Okay, I think there is something going awry in the situation of, first of all, I don't know. I'd have to do more research. Obviously, we could never really tell because Brittany Murphy's already dead, and neither one of us knew her. I was like 2009. I was like 15. But Brittany Murphy was a hottie, so. And her husband was not.
Not a hottie. And not to say that just because someone's not traditionally
This
or
was a different
conventionally
time,
attractive doesn't mean they're not a good husband or a bad person. But
the aura is off. The aura is off. That's what I'm saying.
there's a lot of red flags.
Mm-hmm.
The illegitimate children, the sketchy career,
The dad.
the sharing a bed with your mother-in-law,
Oh, that was after she died, though.
True.
Okay, so what I think, pour moi, I think you're right about, or the theory is right, that the mom and the husband were hooking up, and the mom, to be with the husband, killed Brittany, but then when she found out that the husband was fucking around with all the money, she killed him. Which is very sad, because you killed your child for what?
Yeah. I mean, you could see why this conspiracy theory, I think, has, it's still, people talk about it, so many years later, because there's a lot there to make a conspiracy theory. But, I mean, her death was officially ruled as accidental. So, I guess, and now her husband is dead. Her mom is MIA, and her dad has passed away since, too, so I guess it'll remain a mystery. Can I tell you the creepiest part?
Ooh, there's another creepy part?
Well, it's not really creepy. I just glossed over it. So when they dated, I don't know if you remember this because you were pretty young, but it was very whirlwind. Supposedly they dated up to a year and then got married. But when they got married, his visa was about to run out. So people,
he's not American?
No, I don't know where he's from, but I read that his visa had just expired, and him and Brittany got married, and people speculate it was so he could stay, right? But in an interview, her husband said this, and I find it so creepy. Supposedly they met in 2007, 2008, right? At an event where he was the photographer. So I guess he's a screenwriter and photographer. But during the red carpet, he gave this quote. He said, "No one knows this, but I took Britney's first photograph for a magazine when she was underage. It was Jane magazine. Britney was this big," he told me, says the reporter, waving his hand at his hip. So he was going, Britney was this big, saying she was so little. Back then, she was too young to touch, Monjack said. To make a long story short, I've been very patient. Is that not super skeevy?
Hold on, what's the age difference between them?
He was 39 when they got married, and I believe she was 31. So it's not that big. It's an 8-year age difference.
Yeah, okay, but that whatever he said is wrong. It's disgusting.
Yes, it is. If she was 14 and he was 22,
I don't know why people think it's okay to say that. It's wrong.
It's not.
That's a little girl. Even when people are like, oh, they're 20, they're 21. Yes, it's legal, but morally, they still have the mindset of a child.
I mean, for me, it really put it into perspective. Okay, because let me ask you this.
Okay.
Did you ever date a 20-year-old in your teens?
No, but my friends did.
Okay, so did I. And at the time, being 15, dating a 21-year-old.
You think, when you're that age, you think you're mature enough.
Exactly.
But you don't have the worldly experience to understand how wrong it is.
And that's when, okay, I'm getting old or whatever, but I think as I got older and I hit those ages, like right now at 33, I could not imagine dating like even an 18-year-old. It's legal, but no, thank you.
Girl, I'm 29. I cannot date anybody under 25.
I mean, especially in the US, I don't see how anyone over 21 could date anyone under because
If you
you
cannot
can't
get us
go
a
places
yeah,
together.
if you cannot get us a rental car, then you cannot date me. If you cannot rent a hotel room, then you cannot date me.
Yes. So, oh my gosh. Speaking of, have you heard Demi Lovato's new song?
No. Oh, I'm off. Oh my god, I haven't heard anything.
Honestly, I owe everything I know to TikTok. I hate to admit it, but
Denisse is more hip than me. I'm out here. I never go on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I don't know shit. I need to get on the talk.
No. Did I tell you about the time during the summer that I didn't know how to use a GoPro and I recorded my own face for like 20 minutes? That's how old I am.
Well, I know how to use a GoPro.
Thank God. Okay. Well, obviously you know how to use a lot of things because you keep this whole thing running. Yes. But if it wasn't for you, we would just be like in my voice notes on my phone. That's it. That would be our podcast.
Listen, the hustle is real. We're out here hustling. I respect that.
But anyway, back to Demi Lovato. She put out this song called 1729, and it's about how when she was 17, she was dating a 29-year-old, aka Wilmer Valderrama. I see you.
Oh, I didn't even. Okay, so when this all was happening, I was still too young to even be paying attention.
Girl, so
I know they dated, but I don't even remember. It was just a weird time in my life. I couldn't remember all that. I was busy studying and trying to go to college.
Well, again, this was a different time. Still doesn't make it okay, but if you don't know, Wilmer Valderrama,
It's from that 70s show.
Yes, Fez from that 70s show. He has a knack for dating younger women.
Did he date Lindsay?
He dated Lindsay Lohan when she was 17. He dated Demi Lovato when she was 17. He dated Mandy Moore when she was 16. And
how old was he?
He was in his 20s. Like he was a grown up. He was a grown up.
Can I say something real fast that has nothing to do with this?
Yes.
If I was going to be a stripper, my song would be Candy by Mandy Moore. It's so good. Anything?
You just blew my mind because I never would have thought of that Candy as a stripper song.
I love it.
I mean, that song as a stripper song, but I could see it. You could make a whole gimmick. You could throw out candy.
Because I'm so tiny and innocent looking. I mean, I'm not innocent, but I just feel like it's such an innocent song. It's from a different years of yonder, okay?
Like, obviously, if you don't know Jessica, I will tell you who Jessica is right now. Jessica is the female embodiment of the bunny from Pet's Life. Have you ever seen Pet's Life?
No.
Basically, there's a little fluffy white bunny voiced by Kevin Hart.
Oh my god, no, this is not going good. This is not going well. Kevin Hart is aggressive.
Yeah, so he looks adorable, but he will cut a bitch. That's Jessica.
Yeah. Do we have any more theories?
I thought you had more.
I do have more. All right, thank you. Great segue. My fave, I live and die for Princess Diana. I have literally watched every documentary on her life, but only a couple on her death. So if you don't know, Princess Diana is the current prince's mother. Prince Henry? No. Yeah, Prince Henry and
Prince William. And
William. It's William and Henry's mom. Okay, so basically, Princess Diana was married to Prince Charles, their dad. So she was a part of the what is it?
Fancy royal family.
The royal family. I really want to say it. Okay.
I know. It's like aristocrats, right? I mean, aristocrats. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Aristocracy.
So there you
Aristocracy.
go. Let's go. Aristocracy. Let's go, Denise.
Thank you.
Okay.
I know words.
And Prince Charles is obviously royalty.
Mm-hmm.
He's in line to be the next king. He also was at the time. And so they hooked up, except Prince Charles wanted to be with his other lady who was a part of, all the fancy people. Camilla Harris?
Camilla
Bowles?
Bowles, something like that.
God, I'm really fucking this up.
The other woman.
Yeah, basically he was having an affair with her. And Diana also was really young, right, when they met?
Oh, yeah.
And so...
I think she was like 20 when they got married.
I think 19. Oh, I think they started dating when she was 19.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like, the marriage wasn't going well. The British royal family was very traditionalist, and they were like, no divorce, no divorce. And I think finally they just gave in because the press was so bad that they let them have the divorce. And so Prince Charles, I think, was, like, undercover dating Camilla. And Princess Diana, they took away her title, but everybody still called her princess because she was the princess of the people.
Princess.
Yeah, she was always doing charities and stuff. And she tragically died in a car crash along with her boyfriend named Dodi while being chased by the press in the early hours of August 30th, 1997 in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So, why? There are a lot of conspiracies around her death because it's kind of like strange. Like, why were they running away from the press? They're around the press all the time. So some people think that the driver the night of Diana's accident, his name was Henry Paul, who also died in the crash. So there's a theory that Paul might have worked for MI6, which is like the FBI of the UK, or he might have just worked for the FBI or CIA. And he was an agent sent to kill Diana, but they were like, "Oh, you won't die." But they need to cover up their tracks. And so the evidence purported to support this mainly comes from the money in his possession at the time of his death and his personal wealth. So Mohammed Al Fayed, Dodi's father, so Princess Diana's boyfriend's dad, thinks that MI6 set them up. But obviously, the people that are investigating it, even if it was real, they're never going to say it is. And so another theory, is that the British royal family killed her because Diana wrote in a note in 93, the year I was born, and she also told her friend in 95 that she thought Prince Charles was going to attempt to kill her so he could marry Camilla. Because if she was alive, it'd be kind of hard, right? Because she's the mother of the
heirs.
The heirs, the next king of England.
Are you telling me that the stigma for divorce was so big that it's believable that Prince Charles was just going to kill her?
Well, think about this, okay? This is the same family. So Queen Elizabeth II, her dad only became king because her uncle wanted to marry a divorcee, an American divorcee. Wow. So he gave up his crown to marry this woman, and then Elizabeth's dad became king. He wasn't supposed to become king, and Elizabeth was never supposed to become queen. Wow. That's how big a divorcee. Oh my gosh. The uncle was never divorced.
Timeline shift.
He was never married. But even to marry
a divorced woman
was frowned upon.
Very Catholic of them.
Well, I guess they are technically British Catholics.
Oh, really?
Well, they're under the Church of England, but that's just like Catholicism. But except their pope is the queen or whoever is the monarch. So another theory, very interesting, is the British government wanted Diana to die because she was pregnant with Dodi's kid and they were about to get engaged. And the British monarchy disliked the idea of a non-Christian within the British royal family because Dodi was Muslim and he was from the Middle East. So the idea of a relationship between the mother of the future king of England and an Egyptian Muslim was not good.
I mean, I would say that is crazy. But knowing what we know now of, what is Harry's wife's name?
Ooh,
you know what I'm talking about, right? The American. I mean, it's come out that she endured some pretty harsh, like, racism from the family, and it's why they left England. So, doesn't sound so far-fetched.
I don't think so either. So what do you think? Do you think she died by accident or somebody killed her?
I mean, honestly, I'd never even entertained the fact that it was a murder, but I feel when it's, like, high-profile, government or... What are they? Monarchy?
This is like a very long line of monarchs. they were talking about.
Yes.
A very old family.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
This is a family notorious for poisonings in the past.
Oh my gosh. But wouldn't it have been easier just to poison her?
It would have been suspicious.
True.
Also, okay, so I don't know about the theories. Let me talk. I don't know about it because technically her and Dodie had only really known each other and been dating for like, they'd only seen each other for like 23 days, give or take.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not that long, like maybe under 3 months. But you can get pregnant in that time.
I mean, you can get pregnant in one night, girl.
Exactly. So I don't know. They always say that like they didn't know each other for that long, so the possibility of them getting engaged is very low. And they also said that like, well, his dad, that's the guy that's always like pushing like somebody killed them, is always saying that like his son told him that he was gonna ask Diana to marry him the next Monday, because it happened like on a Friday or during the weekend, and on Monday they were gonna announce it to the press. So it sounded like they'd spoken about it before they were gonna get married. But who knows? Because they're dead. Nobody can find a ring.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, either way, whether it's like one of these crazy conspiracies is true, at the end of the day, I mean, it's just really sad, with
That a life was lost.
with Diana or Brittany Murphy or lots of others, Marilyn Monroe. At the end of the day, a woman full of promise and dreams died.
A good person died.
Yes.
Thanks for listening, everybody. If you want more from us, you can find us at
Homies in Retrograde on all social media platforms.
Bye.